So recently you may have seen that Nick Tenconi, the interim leader of UKIP, has appointed Rikki Doolan to be the art and culture spokesperson for the party. If you know what an art and culture spokesperson is in a political party, it's basically when you've got a mate who might have money or maybe you just like him, you want to give a role in the party, but you don't actually have anything official real to give them, so you just give them a made-up role such as arts and culture spokesperson. Rikki Doolan is someone of a very disturbing and muddy character, and we're going to go into a deep dive into that in the video. So I won't muddy the waters, just without further ado. You can make your own mind up for yourself. Watch till the end. You've got to see his response too.
And the Americas. He's part of what we call the diplomatic mafia. He's also a self-proclaimed prophet. Angel leads the Good News Church, which has 15 branches around the world.
Woman with a tripped nerve.
He appears to heal the sick.
Yeah. It takes the power of God, but it takes somebody to believe for something to happen like this.
His prophecies include football scores from the English Premier League.
He is my first ambassador at large assigned to promote Zimbabwe brand. We had to subject this young man to training in diplomacy. It's difficult to train a prophet. We were surprised that he did well.
An ambassador at large, I'm ambassador to 85 countries. But on the special envoy, I'm a representative of the president.
You are representing the president?
Yeah. We are the government.
Yeah. That's right.
I can call the president now, not tomorrow, now, and put him on speaker. It's not an issue.
4 days before the Ghana presidential elections, Prophet Hubert Angel gave the word of the Lord, declaring the outcome.
No, it's not the rejection of Muhammad. But he that is called Adonana shall remain in power. And you want to know what will happen in the election in Zimbabwe? How many times have I spoken about it? All I'm saying is don't...
Mnangagwa's win in 2018 is known in advance.
Political parties.
There's no point supporting the opposition.
Don't waste your time wearing all these t-shirts and regalia and meeting people at these conferences and these meetings. Just concentrate on Jesus, eh? You waste your time.
To launder Mr. Stanley's money is safe.
Okay, let me just say, don't worry. You're the president. Don't worry about it. This president will be president until he dies. That's what that's a lot.
I get your word.
All right. So when we finish, I'll call you again, then we talk. Hope you will be available.
Always available. It's here and it's social.
Thank you, sis.
The ambassador has a local partner in mind for Mr. Stanley.
It's called Billion Group that I own. He is also part of Billion Group. So Billion Group is in Zimbabwe, operating in Zimbabwe, so that when you want a venture, you don't go for someone you don't know.
Angel is in Glasgow with President Mnangagwa for the UN Climate Change Conference. Angel offers Mr. Stanley a meeting with the president.
As long as you grease the wheels in Africa, there's no issue. Smuggling. That's what it is, smuggling. You have the demand. Zimbabwe's got the supply. And through the route that we are looking to move down now, all the doors are open. Green light everywhere.
Undercover reporters are offered the chance to launder money by a group close to the Zimbabwean president.
And we can move quickly. We have to move quickly.
Rikki Doolan is related by marriage to the head of what we call the diplomatic mafia. He's also known as Pastor Rikki. He preaches at an evangelical church in England.
Exodus 9! 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am.
Before they discuss business, Doolan makes sure no one is listening in.
He's the head of security, so he's going to take our phones, okay?
You want to take my phone?
Yeah, I'll just speak to him. I'll give it to him.
Okay.
But it's just for
Because if
security
Mr. Stanley
purposes.
calls me, I need to.
Of course.
Mr. Stanley is the fictitious boss of the I-Unit undercover team. He's a gangster who wants to launder hundreds of millions of dollars from China.
We want to be very clear. We are cash rich. It's embarrassing. It's not rich.
Good, I like embarrassing cash.
The problem is, and we want to all be clear,
absolutely,
this is black money. This is money which cannot be declared.
Okay. I understand. Probably part of the reason you're targeting Africa.
Exactly.
Johnny is posing as a black market money trader, the Hawala man, who moves money across borders.
And we need jurisdictions which are not that rigid.
That's why you need this team of people to be involved. Simple.
Rikki lists the diplomatic mafia's chain of command.
So, during this conversation, we'll not mention names. I don't think we need to. Principal. You know what my principal is. We know who the number one is.
And just to be clear, your principal is the ambassador.
Correct.
Number one is
I'm going to take notes.
president.
Yeah.
Number 1, Emerson Mnangagwa became Zimbabwe's president in 2017. The principal, Ambassador Hubert Angel, is one of the country's most senior diplomats. He's also a self-proclaimed prophet and founder of a church.
Discover the secrets to growing in the 5 dimensions of God's power.
Rikki Doolan is part of his show.
You were born in September. September.
Angel says he is all-knowing and all-seeing.
So I went into your refrigerator. I'm seeing your refrigerator now. Inside the refrigerator, to your left, there is something written grilled beef, a pack of grilled beef. And on this side there are 3 tomatoes inside the refrigerator.
I think you know Africa. As long as you grease the wheels in Africa, you grease the wheels. There's no issue. There can't be no issue. And this protection is number 1. Now, the greasing of the wheels, we are going to figure that out ourselves, using this team to make sure that everybody's taken care of, everybody's happy, and things move without questions being asked. There is no way, it can never happen. How can questions be asked when these people are happy? They can't be.
Because the banks and
police, banks, customs.
This is the executive.
Immigration.
people who are not happy are the people who are not happy.
But this is the executive. This is the executive power.
Remember when you first called me and told me, and I said, Rikki, you need to understand, our money cannot.
I you don't even need to say anything else.
Miss Sin is posing as Mr. Stanley's financial advisor.
Listen, work with me on everything.
You are a point man. You're the point man.
What I'm going to do is make sure that through these people, that this person knows everything. They're bringing in this amount, they're investing in this, they're doing this, and oh, very good, very good. Okay, no problem. Meaning that probably when you arrive at the airport on that private jet, you'll have a motorcade to take you to where you need to go.
It becomes legal.
More than legal. It becomes protected on the highest level, so that you are arriving as investors, not people trying to sneak things through the border. As soon as you arrive in that country, you're now treated as executives.
Well, that's what we're looking for.
Presidential executive. And it's a system that's secure. This system, it's the easy part. The things that you need facilitating can be facilitated 100%. Listen, everything will be done with this person's knowledge.
Number one.
Of course.
There is one demand.
Everybody's got to be benefited.
The diplomatic mafia has already offered Mr. Stanley a laundry service.
This is Henrietta's project as the president of the Zimbabwe Miners Federation.
Henrietta Rushware plays a central role in the money laundering plan. She's related to the president. In episode 1 of The Gold Mafia, Rushware explained her scheme to Rikki's principal, Ambassador Angel.
I'm always available. It's here at your disposal.
The plan involves using Mr. Stanley's dirty cash to buy equipment for gold miners in Zimbabwe.
There, you see?
So small.
So small. No helmet. Nothing. They're shoveling it with a spade. No digger. No equipment. Nothing. But what they're looking for is they're looking for investment that's going to make the gold process move faster, and then the return on your investment comes in gold, and it comes at a good return. That much I can say.
Once Stanley invests $10 million of dirty cash, the government keeps $5 million as a surety. Gold worth $5 million is flown abroad and sold every week. Stanley then tops up his investment with another $5 million in cash. The washing machine continues until all his dirty money is cleaned.
I'll pay him come in cash, I'll pay him go out.
Gold. And who's going to say anything about the gold? Exactly. Where did the gold come from? The ground. And this is what you can do. You can either keep your gold there in Zimbabwe, or you can fly it out to Dubai. No problem. Otherwise, everyone wants to know why, where, who, what. It's a good washing machine, right? Yeah.
He calls himself a prophet. He says Mr. Stanley's dirty money can do more than buy gold.
Gold is easy, but there is no way to cut a ribbon. I didn't get that.
Building a hotel would please President Mnangagwa.
A politician wants to open something.
Yes.
So if you know, go up there and say, I've got a physical thing I want to do also.
He wants a legacy. He wants a legacy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say it without saying it. You're going to get more attention the moment you say, we want land for a hotel.
The ambassador has a location in mind.
The town of Victoria Falls is like what, maybe 30 meters long, the main street? Yeah. You think of that, and we have the seventh wonder of the world in there, and we've got visitors there. When you get to Victoria Falls, what you might need is land. And that land, the day we meet the president, is provided on the spot.
He sold land to foreign investors before.
I did the deal for royal family of Sharjah. Yeah. They needed 30,000 hectares. And I got on the spot, and the president said, yeah, let them fly in right now. I already have land for them.
Later, Doolan calls Miss Sin to discuss the undercover team's proposed meeting with President Mnangagwa.
Right now, the president is completely busy, but it can be made to happen because his time is so valuable. You guys are going to have to pay a facilitation fee so that we can facilitate the meeting. It's the only way that it will work. The facilitation fee will be $200,000.
Okay, Rikki, just so I am clear, it's like a donation, right? 200,000?
It's a facilitation fee.
Okay, and this will confirm the meeting?
Correct.
And this meeting is definitely with...
It will be with the number one, the president.
Washing machine, right?
The undercover team also deals with representatives of the Zimbabwean government. Previously on Gold Mafia, an ambassador offers to smuggle over $1 billion in dirty cash into Zimbabwe under diplomatic cover.
I'm the second largest diplomat in the country. Right now, I can do things like this with 1.2 billion.
and put a red tape written diplomat. That's it.
Nobody can touch you. Nobody can touch you.
Hubert Angel is Zimbabwe's ambassador at large to Europe and the Americas. He's also a self-proclaimed prophet.
I'm very sharp in the prophetic. You don't confuse me when it comes to the prophetic. No, I walk there, I live there, I talk there, I sleep there. I'm Major B. I know me. Trust me. When it comes to the prophetic, I eat prophecy. Guess what happens?
Angel claims he announced beforehand the result of an African Cup of Nations final.
The underdogs will be the winners. You will be so surprised. Do we have Senegal? Oh, we have one reason. Brother, stand up. Rejoice.
About 9 hours after the prophetic decree went forth, Senegal surprised everyone by winning the final for the first time ever.
For history, for Senegal!
One of the men organising Mr. Stanley's money laundering also assists Angel at his church.
Did you know I was a singer too?
No, no, you didn't say you were a singer. You didn't say you were a singer.
Check me out online.
But God has stretched out to heal us. This I know. This I know.
Wow.
This I know. This I know. Just one touch from the King changes it.
Rikki Doolan is from the northeast of England. He's related to Ambassador Angel through marriage. He's known as Pastor Rikki.
Rock this place. Jesus gonna rock this place. I gotta hear the left side rock this place.
I love to minister. I love to minister. It's nice. Better than singing in a club or a nightclub or entertainment. It's different.
I really can't hear you. Jesus gonna, my Jesus gonna.
To do that a lot. Everything perfect. Perfect.
We're going to show you something.
Wow, good.
Johnny presents Doolan with a fake proposal for a $1.2 billion casino resort. It would be constructed overlooking Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the natural world.
Wow, this is nice. Great Zimbabwe Integrated Casino. You want to call it Great Zimbabwe? The actual place. You want to build this?
Yeah.
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 You think we can?
Of course.
We have space?
There's a lot of space. So these things are hotels. This is the casino.
Doolan believes the casino would please Zimbabwe's president, Emmerson Mnangagwa. A meeting with the president is being arranged for the undercover team.
This goes perfectly in line with the vision of the number one. I want it to be a tourist destination.
Yeah.
This is a tourist attraction. Big one. This one you are engaging with high-end people.
Doolan has a vision for the future guests of this fictitious casino.
Go on the safari, enjoy the wildlife. We've also got land for hunting. A lot of high-end people like hunting.
He thinks he could sell them gold as well.
We'll facilitate the person investing in gold while they're there. So it's a leisure trip, it's a business trip, it's everything they want. Dubai started exactly like this. Somebody with money saying, there's an opportunity here. Let's build a few buildings. And look at Dubai now. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, Zimbabwe can become like Dubai.
Team receives bad news.
There's no investors going to number one as we speak right now.
Oh, that changed yesterday?
Yes, because the information that came from the security, the chief security of number one, was that number one is only meeting other number ones from around the world.
The proposed meeting with Zimbabwe's president is not happening.
This schedule is not open for investors.
Okay.
That was the information that came through the line before I called you.
Okay.
And that information came through the chief advisor.
I see.
So basically, number one is coming in on 1st of November. He's doing all of this climate what, and he's out on the 3rd.
Right.
Bum, gone.
Right.
Like that.
But suddenly, Doolan suggests the president's schedule could change.
This, what we're talking about right now, is a facilitation to open up that meeting. We're going to execute, we're going to facilitate all of these things taking place. We're going to do that because he shouldn't be getting his hands dirty and executing things. But presenting these ideas to him is still a good thing. He'll say, oh, that's a good idea. Yes, this. Now, back to the main thing that we've not yet addressed. Yes. This thing of appreciation, this thing of facilitation, whatever you want to call it. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Ewan McMillan is a gold smuggler from Zimbabwe. They call him Mr. Gold. They refer to Zimbabwe's president, Mnangagwa, by his initials, ED.
Zim, ED is my partner. I can't say it in public because he's sanctioned.
I know ED as well.
But they don't
sat
know we
with
know each other.
him 3 months ago, sitting with him, chatting to him.
Mnangagwa's protection proves useful.
The good news is whatever I told him, he did. You know that, eh? You see him, he's when I was getting hurt, I said, stop it, yeah, and he did it. Within 2 weeks, he fixed everything.
President Mnangagwa, ED, came to Macmillan's aid in a dispute with John Mangudjka, the governor of Zimbabwe's Reserve Bank.
You know Mangudjka's problem? I said to him, Mangudjka's, I think he's dirty. You need to find him out. ED went and fixed him.
Serious?
These connections come at a price.
You pay a guy money every month. You just get a partner and you just pay the guy so much money a month and he just sits back and he's happy, don't care. That's what happens.
Ambassador, good to see you. Good to see you.
My pleasure to see you.
Your Excellency.
Ambassador Ruskin, who did you meet with?
Who did we meet with?
Ms. Zinn is Mr. Stanley's financial advisor. She says they've already had discussions with a gold trader in Zimbabwe.
We meet with this person in mining.
McMillan.
You met a white guy?
Hubert Angel is Zimbabwe's presidential envoy and senior diplomat. He's also an evangelical pastor and self-proclaimed prophet.
Here's the begin goal, he said. He says Macmillan.
Rikki Doolan is in the diplomatic mafia through marriage. He's known as Pastor Rikki and is Angel's sidekick at the Good News Church.
By the power of the Holy Ghost.
Angel claims he can perform miracles. His weekly performances draw thousands of believers.
If I be a prophet of God, let miracle money appear now. Miracles are happening.
One miracle makes money appear in the bank accounts of his followers.
Out in Nigeria, I break into satanic warehouses. I recover what the enemy has stolen from you. In the name of Jesus, I decree and declare miracle money. Miracle money. It's happening, it's happening.
He dismisses Ewan McMillan as a has-been and says he knows someone better suited to launder Mr. Stanley's money.
All right, let me just show you. Yeah.
Thing it
He's right here.
Oh my God.
Can I
Oh
see?
my guys. He's the biggest gold guy in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Right there, he's in his house sleeping on $5 million. $5 yeah. So this guy used to clean Macmillan's car. Macmillan was the one that this one worked for.
Do me a favor. Whatever you do, listen to what I say. Don't invest. The black guy.
Okay.
Goodbye. They will tell you just lies. You'll invest. You'll lose all your money. Do not trust any black person.
It's good that we know it's Macmillan, because Macmillan doesn't control nothing. This was his worker cleaning his car. He is the number one now in Zimbabwe. Scott is
number one. Yeah, number one without that.
We can just call him right now.
What is his name?
Scott Cooper. That's him with gold. That's in his house.
His newfound wealth is a reward for his loyalty.
Of course, he's and the president. Yeah.
Scott Sakapwanya is a key fundraiser for Mnangagwa's election campaign. He's taken over Macmillan's moniker.
He's trying to call him. Let him call. Hey, Waruagayo. So I've got some good investors for you here. They're hearing you already. So from January, what have you gotten right now? What have you sold?
Now 6 tons.
6 tons from January, 10 months. Okay. So if somebody wants to invest with you, what happens?
I can get 10% per month.
Oh, so if you get cash from someone, you give them 10% per month for every money they give you?
Yes.
10%. All right. But it's guaranteed they will get the things.
100%.
How do you move their money back to them?
It depends where they're from. If they're from Dubai, I can put it in their Dubai account.
Okay.
Anyway, in the world, I can manage to get it on. Not a problem for me.
Ewan Macmillan deals mostly with President Mnangagwa's son.
I can put you straight in touch with him, that's no problem. He's a friend of mine. We meet him, no problem.
What is his name?
His name is Emerson too.
Macmillan was with the president shortly after he was elected.
I had to go and have dinner with him. I walked in, he said, "Good to see you, my old friend." And I said, "Very good to see you and well done in your position." He said, "No problem, we chatted."
Macmillan and his father have been jailed for gold smuggling.
You won't believe this, my wife is the president. I did 60 days in prison. And my partner is the new prison. I got sent to very ginormous blackouts. Like when I say big, they were just huge. And they said, "You know who your partner is, don't mention it."
Mnangagwa sends a message.
He turned around to me, he said, "Don't open your mouth, your life will get worse than it is." I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Macmillan notices that Mr. Stanley is wearing a Rolex watch.
So the steel Daytona I have.
Call that the Paul Newman.
My dad always used to say to me, "You always got to wear the best watch because everyone looks to see your watch." I have the Submariner I have the gold Submariner. And I have 2 presidents. You won't believe this. You won't believe this. This is between us. I have Mnangagwa's gold-studded president Rolex because the son ran into debt and had to pay the debt off, so he gave me the Rolex. I paid the debt off, and then he said, please don't tell my dad. And I was saying, man, you joking. I've got the dad's watch. This blue face with gold studs all around. So I have all that in a safe, and I run a cashier. It's a fake Seiko, a fake cashier. Have you ever seen a fake cashier? Have you ever seen a fake cashier?
So I know I haven't given any input or commentary of the video so far, but I just wanted to for this one in particular. So this is Rikki Doolan's response. I just wanted to point out a few things.
Hello, my name is Rikki Doolan, and I'm a proud British man. I'm also a businessman, and as any businessman, I represent my interests. I want to say this to you. I love Zimbabwe. It's dear to my heart as a nation and as a people. But I am a British businessman, and I don't apologise for being that. However,
this is completely irrelevant to... well, it's sort of relevant, but it's not really... he's trying to make out like, oh, I'm a businessman, and I don't apologise for being a businessman. All I'm guilty of is serving my queen and bank account.
I'm so disappointed that a good man who is passionate about Zimbabwe is being penalised by imperialist-funded affiliates of Al Jazeera.
Been exposed for being involved in gold smuggling. No, he's been involved in gold smuggling, which if you watch the full documentary, it goes into the fact that this gold has just been taken out of Zimbabwe, and the people of Zimbabwe are not seeing a penny of it. So, no.
Firstly, I want to lay some facts.
Rikki Doolan is the imperialist. He's literally reviving the British Empire.
Fake news media is rife, and it's so active that you can never believe a narrative that mainstream media is pushing.
Al Jazeera is not mainstream media, and that's just poisoning the well. It's like gaslighting the people who are like too thick to have any comprehension of what they've witnessed. This is not for people who have seen the documentary. This is for people who haven't seen it and are just going to foolishly believe everything that Rikki Doolan's saying. Just calling something fake news media doesn't mean it's fake news media. It's very foolish.
Especially one that is state-funded like Al Jazeera. Another fact,
partially state-funded,
circulating right now is brutally edited to portray a false narrative. I'm not a gold dealer, and I never have been. So what they're pushing is a false narrative.
They don't push out Rikki Doolan as a gold dealer. They just push that he's affiliated with setting people up with gold dealers. Which, if you watch the documentary, it's not some brutal splicing where they're like just cutting up. Say, and I deal the gold at the church. And then Christ heals you with the gold. It's not that. You know, you've already seen it, so.
Another fact. These fake journalists, business people, they approached me with the now known to be a false proposal, of course, of building a $1.2 billion hotel in Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe.
That's because Angel told them that they should come up with a pitch of a hotel so that way it would get more in the president's favour.
Which would have been an outstanding achievement.
See what I mean when I say he assumes that people are thick or didn't watch the video, Doc?
Mandate of increasing the brand of Zimbabwe. They are presenting this documentary like it's a secret investigation. Yet it wasn't a secret investigation. I know it, and the other people involved also know this.
No, you clearly did not.
They placed cameras in certain angles that made it look like it was without our knowledge. But there was a prior conversation minutes before where we talked about them filming a few minutes of our conversation to tell their bosses.
Okay, so he claims here essentially that, oh, we had a prior conversation and we knew it was being recorded the whole time. Why would you make jokes about rigging the election? Why would you make blatant not jokes about how rigged Zimbabwe's elections are and talk about being able to launder dirty money? But maybe at best, assuming that he's just lying. He's just lying. UKIP's spokesman for art and culture.
Show their bosses this was a legitimate negotiation taking place. So we therefore thought that they'd tell us when, but now we realise that their real intentions were to record the president of Zimbabwe, but that plan failed. When the doubts were confirmed that these fakers might not have been having real intentions, the intelligence blocked them from seeing the president, whom they really wanted to see. That was the person they really wanted to see and film and record, the president. So no wonder Ambassador Angel was left in the middle with a decision to make. One, he had to make them think he was the highest person that they could have met in the country. And the other side of it was that, just in case they were actually genuine people, which was my sentiments, I really thought they were genuine people.
So did you know they were genuine, did you know they were fake or not? So it was a little bit of, he said two things at once there. He said, oh, knew they were fake, intelligence got involved, and you're saying, well, maybe he didn't fully rely on the intelligence.
Just in case, we needed to string them along as much as possible to play at their own game kind of style, to get them to feel like they're not abandoned in the deal we were negotiating. So this
and that's why he still said loads of incriminating stuff on camera. Same with Angel.
As the First Lady and Henrietta. These, the intelligence supplied before we got into the negotiation period. And why would they do this, you might ask? It's simple. It's a simple play. It's because the people that were coming to do the negotiations were in doubt. There was doubts that they were legitimately who they said they were. So that needed to be done to test if they were legitimate on this.
Well, clearly the doubt didn't catch on quick enough because they got a mountain of evidence. Like, maybe did. I don't doubt that they probably cottoned on, probably around the time when they started saying, oh, you can't meet the president. But making up as if he knew the whole time, but he didn't really know, but, he had a little bit of doubt, maybe they were legit. Yeah, it doesn't really add up, does it?
And they came across genuine to me. But of course, Ambassador believed the intelligence reports. Zimbabwe, you've been wrongfully given painful sanctions. They want to control...
And here he's just glazing, appealing to how much he loves Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, I love you. Please do not set me on fire and burning tyres. That's what he's saying in this video. The real scam is the embargo and sanctions. So what he's actually doing is he's just trying to... So he's had your attention. Look, guys, I definitely knew the entire time that I was being recorded, but that's why we just said incriminating stuff anyway, because I already knew. And also, guys, they lied to me saying they're going to build a hotel, even though it's on camera that we told them to come up with a pitch for a hotel. Blah 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 blah. Give me all this. And by the way, guys, a real scam. It's not just a fake news media, which is it's all fake news. I mean, Al Jazeera is fake news, mainstream media. It's basically like MSNBC. The real scam is the embargoes on Zimbabwe.
All they want,
occupied Rhodesia.
But facts literally have no feelings.
That's so true.
Zimbabwe, and I hold it close to my heart, and I always will.
You just say that facts don't care about your feelings. You can just get away with making up just the most ridiculous lies
during those films. But my statements were done as a businessman, wanting to make an impactful, history-changing deal that would be remembered forever.
Laughing about the fact that Zimbabwe's elections are entirely rigged.
I used such words to make them feel comfortable that their investment was going to be secure.
No, you're just a loudmouth and a compulsive bragger. I've seen you talk for 2 hours, live off the cuff.
And then we use these words in business. This is how we talk in our negotiations. It's dog eat dog. So finally, everyone, please wake up to this. I believe it's the words of the former president.
It's dog eat dog, but it's not like hypothetical. It's not like dog eat dog play fight. It just is dog eat dog. Come on.
Get it right. And he once said, time is coming where technology will make you say what you didn't say. And now is the time. Always question this one. The one controlling the narrative is the one that must be questioned. Wake up. Something is seriously...
See, these are just meaningless platitudes of gaslighting his audience, basically. The one controlling the narrative. Well, Al Jazeera... Yeah, Al Jazeera told a story and they've got a lot of citations. So, yeah, it's not true. And, I'm not going to repeat what I said before, but...
Listen to this. We've never moved gold. It's a fact. We've never made money on gold. It's a fact. We've never taken money out of Zimbabwe. It's a fact. These evil, fake news reporters pretended they wanted to build a hotel for 1.2 billion in Victoria.
You asked them to?
That would later, after completion, have a store that sold gold items and different things.
And poaching.
And the ambassador said that to make that happen, you have to agree with the government.
You also offered to facilitate money laundering with gold, 100 million plus worth of dirty money, up to $1 billion.
Conversations that they could draw out buzzwords that later they would manipulate in their video edit to frame us as illegal gold mafias. When the truth is...
Oh, you talk about smuggling gold.
...are the real mafia.
So the takeaway I want you to have in this video is, this is the man who Nick Tenconi has allowed to be the spokesperson for art and culture. And to put it plainly, I think that's disgraceful. I'm not sure if Nick Tenconi is aware of his connections. I'm not sure if Nick Tenconi has seen the fact that Rikki Doolan has been sending out these fake invoices of 100 grand with his company Reputation Mafia. I hope Nick Tenconi's not been taking any donations from that bank, and I'm not saying he has, but I hope I really hope he hasn't, because I don't think the Electoral Commission would like to see that sort of connection. Just a little bit of trivia about the Electoral Commission. You're allowed to have donations of up to £11,180 from a UK-based company, as long as it does most of its trading within the UK. So if any donations were below that amount, obviously it wouldn't be public record, it wouldn't be public knowledge as of yet. Rikki Doolan, man with a shady guy. Angel also has like 24-acre mansions in the UK as well. Really hope Nick Tenconi wouldn't be receiving donations from them. And it's generally not an accusation that they are. Nick Tenconi, Christian to Christian, if you're watching this, hopefully this does wind up in some sort of disciplinary hearing in UKIP. Yeah, what are you doing, man? As a man of God, this guy's literally hanging out with false prophets, talking about doing false gold, laundering black money. Come on. As, Christian to Christian, how can you allow someone like that in your organisation, give him a featured role of prominence? There's not really anything else to go through other than that. There you go. This is Nick Tenconi's choice for art and culture spokesperson. Let's give him the benefit of doubt and assume that he didn't know, and that the vetting process of UKIP just needs a little bit of retuning, because this guy is not it.